Hey guys, it's Abop here, and welcome back to another video. Sorry that it's been so long. I was on a trip, and so I couldn't really upload, so I'm back. So, thank you all for being patient. I would just like to say that today's video idea was created and recommended to me by this lovely fellow. So thank you to him. Anyways, I'd just like to remind everyone that a very small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, and I know that it's kind of annoying as the viewer to have this before the video, but trust me, I know what it's like because I watch a lot of YouTube, so yeah, but now being a creator, I know what it's like. Please subscribe. Anyways, let's get on with the video. Alright, I'm going to start off by talking about new modes that I want to see in Splatoon 3. But I will say, these are going to be online modes exclusively. I won't be talking about any single player or anything else. I'm really just going to be talking about new ranked modes and maybe some other stuff too. So, let's get started. Does anybody remember the leaked 8-ball mode from Splatoon 2? I do, that's for sure. Now, that didn't end up becoming a actual rank mode. It was used in Octo expansion, however, but regardless, I have a great idea for a way that they could implement something similar to it in Splatoon 3. And here's my idea. Basically, you would have the 8-ball, and you'd try and put it into 3 checkpoints scattered all across the map. Now, these checkpoints would kind of just serve as a gateway, almost. Here's what I mean by that. If you put the 8-ball into all 3 of the checkpoints, you'd unlock the goal at the other team's side towards their base, so it'd be kind of difficult to get the 8-ball in it, but it would sort of be a mixture between Clam Blitz with having the goal in and Rainmaker, except you wouldn't actually carry it and it wouldn't serve as a weapon, it's not really that complicated or anything, but the cool thing is that you're able to put the 8-ball in the goals in any given order. So it doesn't have to be, you have to get it in the first goal, then the second, then the third. It can just be in any order, which I think would actually really help with the gameplay. Especially if it's scattered across the map, then it would really help. Now, when you get the 8-ball inside of the checkpoint, the thing is that it won't just stay there and the checkpoint would be like, oh, you got it in the checkpoint. No, it would reset and go straight back to the middle. Yeah, it would be quite strategy-based, and it would actually really be a good team effort, in my opinion. So, what do y'all think? Let me know. Alright, so, hear me out with this one. Ranked Turf War. Okay, this right here, I don't know how this already doesn't exist, but let me explain what I want with this. So, pretty much, what would happen would be that you would have a rank, and this rank would not be based off of winning and losing, but rather it would be based on the amount of points that you score while you are playing Turf War. So if you get, let's say, if you get 500 points of turf that you've inked that round, then you'll get 500 points towards your rank. And of course, winning would give you an extra 1,000, which would incentivize winning but not frown upon losing, which I think would be great. Now, you might be saying, well, people who are really low level shouldn't be having to worry about their rank, and they should just worry about, getting better at the game and learning new things. And yes, I totally agree with that. This is why it could be its own separate mode, or they could just simply add it on. Maybe it's something that you unlock after you've played enough Turf War and inked enough. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. Saying, the game could say like, oh, I've inked a lot in Turf War, why don't I start keeping track of this? Or something like that. And it would actually really just, to me at least, it would really just add a lot to the game. Because, you're over here on a Saturday night playing ranked, and it's being super frustrating because there's these crazy try-hard players who are just so annoying, Think about how incredibly awesome it would be to just be able to play Turf War, but still be able to get a rank up from losing. Think about how awesome that would be. You wouldn't have to win every single one of your games in order for you to be able to rank up. I think that would just be super fun, and it would allow those who want to be able to play ranked, but just don't think they have the skill in order to practice with Turf War, and also be able to rank it up and also be able to rank up in order to have that satisfaction of it. So, what do you think? Alright, so I'm going to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people probably expect to be in Splatoon 3, and that's some kind of battle royale type deal, or mode, or anything really. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the last few years that battle royale is pretty popular. Popularity has gone down. Note that I am very conscious of that, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did include some kind of battle royale, especially considering that it's some kind of like desert chaoticness. It really wouldn't surprise me, considering that battle royales tend to be quite chaotic. So, hey, it would fit with the theme of the game, so it would really make sense if it was in the game. So, here's some ideas that I have for it. It could be some kind of last to survive, like a normal battle royale, with 2 teams. So not really changing up the gameplay too much, that it just completely destroys any groundwork that Splatoon has. But basically, it could be more of a team deal, where it's maybe more like a deathmatch, I guess, where that you only have 1 life, and that once you've expended that life, then, you can't respawn. And so it could really actually be a cool deal. But, I think it would be more interesting if they had something to do with inking. Like, you have a certain amount of ink. Not like you have a certain amount of ink, but you have yourself a specific ink color that's different compared to everybody else. And then you go against maybe 3 other players, or even 7, and then whoever inks the most turf wins. I think that could be a really cool way to implement a battle royale. So yeah. Alright, so now that I've covered modes, I'm going to cover weapons. So the thing is that I personally believe that Splatoon has a really good amount of weapons, and we've already seen that the weapons can indeed become more and more ridiculous. I mean, we've seen a bathtub, so what I'm about to share probably could be a more reasonable thing than even a bathtub, and that would be a hose. A hose weapon that could change in pressure would be a really cool addition. So you could have it being a really low pressure, but it doesn't expend very much ink. But at a higher pressure, it takes up a bunch more ink in order to use the weapon, except, you're able to have a faster fire rate. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I think that this would be a great and versatile weapon. Like, if you're just trying to ink up in your base, you would be able to have the pressure be lower, allowing you to just chill and not really have to worry about, enemies or anything. You just be able to do a little bit of inking. Now, I would also like to talk about a new sub-weapon idea I have. So, here's what I mean. Now, for sub-weapons, I have a few ideas, but here's the main one. Now, in the normal campaign, the hero mode campaign in, the first 2 Splatoon games, we have seen the Octarians shoot out little bubbles of ink, and those little bubbles of ink bounce on the floor. And I think something like that, except the Inklings be able to throw like 3 of those, would really be cool. Now, how much damage they would do? Well, they'd do a similar amount to what they do in, in hero mode, which, would be pretty nice, if I do say so myself. But, maybe they would do less, maybe they'd do more, It really would all be up to the developers to actually include this stuff in the game. Now, I'm going to cover one new special idea that I have, and that would be a blender. If you've ever played Octo Expansion, you'll know what I'm talking about. Basically, there's a giant blender that you almost get blended in until you're saved. No, but a blender would literally just be so cool. And here is my idea for the blender. Basically, it would have, like, ink inside of it. Like, it would just come with a bunch of ink inside of it. And then, it just kind of sits there. and you can detonate it early by shooting at it and basically breaking the glass, or you can just wait for the blender to just continue to increase in power as it begins to spin more and more and more. So yeah, it would be a pretty cool special. Also, the other team can break the glass, preventing it from charging up more, which, would be pretty cool, but what do you think? Do let me know in the comments. No, actually, I've said this way too much in this video, but I really do want to know what you all want to see as well, so let me know. Hey guys, thank you all for watching. I actually really enjoyed making this video today. What do you want to see in Splatoon 3? I really am curious. Ugh, this end card is so unprofessional. I'm not gonna redo this audio because this is entirely unscripted, and I don't care because this is the end card and not the actual video. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, thank you to the lovely fellow who suggested this video. Also, I'd like to know, would y'all like a part 2? Let me know. Bye! Also, one final question. Do y'all like these more casual videos? I would really want to know. Tell me!